Okay. Is it now? Okay. But I think that should be it. Here stands stop screaming and end broadcast. Okay. Okay, now we are online. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I was reading stop screaming and there stands stop streaming. Actually, very interesting. You know, today, many of you maybe know, or some of you know, and who doesn't know will know now, that my first profession is a speech therapist. And I figured out that I had, when I was a child, a light form of legasthenie. How do you say this in English? You know, difficulties reading and writing. I used to turn around some letters and so. So there is still something going on today. Actually, many of the highly sensitive people have a little bit of difficulties with these things, with writing and reading. Interesting. Also, many of my clients that I met over the years would tell me, yeah, me too, me too. And I wasn't good in math. Also, very often. Interesting. Hello, dear one. So glad we're together again. This once a month event or happening. It's for me, myself, and as you, or some of you were telling me, very, yeah, recharging. Also, for some, healing happens. Some just really can release some tension in their body. And it's not just, it's amazing because once this free flow and this relaxation goes through the body and happens in the body, so also our chi, our kundalini, our life force can freely flow again and cleanse us and yeah, um, activate more light, activate the different centers of our system in order so we download and embody more and more of our spirit, of who we truly are. Yeah, dear ones, maybe you hear it, maybe not, but I had a kind of a flu-like thing going on for a few days, and I was healing. And actually, it was not only this, but also I feel how I entered a new circle of consciousness and how different things integrated in me much deeper. And it had to do with codependencies in the family system, in the primary family system. And with me taking my power back from there and giving me the freedom again to decide freely, not out of suffering with somebody or out of I have to behave this way because I always did, because of old patterns, but out of my freedom. Where do I want to support still? Where don't I want to support? Who do I want to let close to my field over a certain amount of time, and who don't I want. So it's been deep going and transformative, and also for many others, as I am in the talks, also in the therapies. um, it's really a lot going on, a lot of transformations, a lot of integrations of stuck patterns and so stuck emotions. And I'm so happy to see that we are there where we always actually wanted to be. I feel that now these times are here, this amazing, um, opportunity rich, connection rich. And when I say connection, I mean heart to heart connection. This soul family reunites. Ah, oh, yoo-hoo. It feels for me lifetimes. I was like, my heart was yearning for this soul connections, heart to heart connections with like-minded and open-hearted people. And now it's time. Yoo-hoo! And I know that the people who are drawn to be here in this space with me today, however many we are, this doesn't matter. They are exactly this kind of people. So thank you that you chose to be present here now, because the choices are really endless. That you chose a sacred space for us all to be a part of that, to contribute, to share, to ignite in yourself, to get inspired by whatever wants to be ignited in you, whatever new vision is ready for you to be seen. Also, you can, for today's attunement, set an intention if you didn't already do so. You can set an intention, but you can also just allow it to do its magic, this space. And also your guides, which are with you now, to allow them to work with you, for the for the deepest alignment that is now possible for you in this very moment, so they may support you. And this space to which we attune ourselves today, I remember when I was a little girl that I naturally went there. I went there when I was singing so much, so often. And I remember how it was like my savior island, my safe, I can be exactly how I am, and nobody judges me, island, space that I always used to go to. And I remember how magical it was for me to be in this space, because always something amazing would happen, mostly connected to a lot of light. I always saw so much light, and I felt so loved in this space, so held, like in a cradle, held in this space. And this was many, many times what I really needed, also what I really would wish to get from my parents, who were not always able to give that what I needed. seldom able to give what I needed. And maybe you can relate to that as well, that so oftentimes you would just need someone just being there with you, just sending you acceptance, allowance to be, to feel all these big feelings, to be so extremely sensitive, to be so extremely much, to be whatever you needed to be in this moment, whatever you needed to feel in this moment. And you know, every parent loves its child, but many people are like suffering still, you know, and so occupied with themselves. And I don't mean this judgefully, I mean it just as a fact, you know. They're not done with themselves. They didn't cultivate this inner fire, this life force. They didn't integrate all these emotions, and then they get stuck in them, Anna. And bigger, like hate, like jealousy, like sadness, like anger, and all these things. So also today, you know, this is a beautiful opportunity for you, for us all, to be nourished in this space, because this is what happens so deeply, on such a profound level. If you allow, if you give this space the sacredness, if you allow it to unfold in sacred, miraculous ways, and the more you do that, the more you give this space. Now, spoštovanje, now just the Slovenian word comes. Achtung in German. So you're like you honor it, you know, and allow this space, God, Goddess, the divinity, the universe, this higher intelligence to do you good, to embrace you. The more you open up to it, and the more this can happen for you. Yeah. So I'm honored, really. I feel honored to be here with you in this space today. And I invite you to either sit down or lay down, and to get comfortable, very comfortable, and to allow your shoulders to relax. And with every out breath, you can allow your system, your muscles, you can allow them to relax even more. And you can allow all your body to go into more and more relaxation. And maybe you can allow yourself to go into a deeper relaxation than ever. And you can feel inside your muscles where you still feel some tension. And you can breathe through your breath allowance exactly in these spots. unconditional allowance for this tension. And unconditional compassion, because every tension has a story and a reason why it's there. You have a reason why every tension is there. And it's okay. So breathe this unconditional allowance into every cell, every muscle fiber where you feel there is extra tension. Every fiber, every cell of your being that holds too much tension can now get the breath of your unconditional allowance and acceptance. And allow this moment to be intense. Allow this moment to be nourishing for you. Allow this moment to expand you more than ever. To expand your compassion towards you. To expand your allowance towards whatever is stored in your personality and in your physical body. Every little bit of pretending, because we spiritual people, we feel sometimes that we need to be so high vibe, so uplifted, so always smiling and I don't know what. And we start to pretend and we start to ignore what is present through this behavior, through this I want to be so spiritual, I want to embody as much of my spirit as I can. Huh? So it can become a little bit of pressure. And then when the people start liking that, because everybody likes if someone has good vibes, huh? Then there comes even more pressure on you, because now you need to provide. Now you need to be even more high vibe, even more constantly. Huh? And underneath all that is basically exhaustion, are processes that are not fully integrated. So it's also about authenticity. What is really present now. And I don't need to pretend. I don't need to pretend anything. You can be raw and authentic. So also towards this aspect, send your absolute compassion. And also this is a part of the process. And so we invite our spirit guides, our guardian angels. We invite the saints, the light-filled spirits that want to be today and help us today here in this space. For us to experience this sacredness, and also so this space can make its ripples and ripple into the whole. So you can start feeling now, connecting to your very authentic, I call it the neutral space in you. There where you are neutral, you're not in a very big emotional state, but in a very neutral state. The state that you are in before you go to sleep, for example, before you fall asleep. This 0 point where the thoughts slowly go down. This spot, this space that many people confuse with boredom, with being bored. This is actually your true nature. It's your essence. It's sacred and so precious. And I also like to call it, it's like our compass. The compass that tells us exactly when are we fully in alignment and when are we emotionally involved and distracted from our center, from our essence. By knowing this neutral space, this 0 point, you have a perfect compass, because as soon as you feel anything else than this neutrality, you know that there's something going on, in which spectrum, in whatever spectrum it is, but you know there is something going on, something else than this neutral space. And the more we pay attention to when exactly am I out of this neutrality, the more we get to know our patterns and how we move. And the more we can also sail back into this neutral space, into this haven of neutrality. The more we can set this as an anchor point and always come back here, always come back here. From ecstasy, from joy, from love, from everything, come back here. From hate, from all the stress, from sadness, always come back to this neutral point. Yeah. So now I'm going to tell you how I tune in to different frequencies. It's a very simple, though very effective method to tune into any frequency. And be aware, this is a very powerful tool. Once you exactly know how different frequencies feel also in your body, you can always tune into them very exact. It's like the different radio stations. You know, you tweak the button a little bit and it's a different one, and a little bit more and it's a different one. Yes. And like this, approximately, that you have a picture, it's also with the frequencies that we tune into. Yeah. It's actually also a very powerful tool that can be used for manifesting and for magnetizing something that you wish to see more of in your everyday reality. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go approximately 10 minutes after I explain you how to tune in, 10 minutes into silence and into this miraculous space. And after approximately 10 minutes, I'm going to start to sing. Sorry. I'm going to start to sing whatever wants to be given through. And this is also your sign, how you know in 2 to 3 minutes that you can come back slowly into your daily consciousness. Okay, so the ones who were already on this event, they know exactly how it goes. But you know, there is a big treasure in repetition. And also, you know, when you read a book over and over again, there's always some more pieces coming together or some deeper layers. So you can use it also as such. Doesn't need to be boring. And if it's boring, see it as a luxurious good, because this is what boredom actually is. It's luxurious. Luxus, you would say in Germany. Okay, so now you're already somewhere very comfortable where nobody enters your sacred space, but where you have space only to be now with you. And the tuning in process, I always like to explain it like this, that we imagine a button, exactly like with these radio stations, by the old radios. And this button that you can tweak around, yes, it sits in the middle of your chest. Yeah. So you have this heart button. And with this heart button, you can tune into different frequencies. Okay. It's very good to close your eyes in this process, just to turn in, your senses go inside. And so your perception from the inside gets much finer. And also mostly gets activated through doing this process. And now imagine there is this button in the middle of your heart space, of your energetical heart space, which is in the middle of your chest. And so with this button, you can tune into, let's say, compassion. So tune yourself into compassion. And in this tuning in process, you don't have to be very active. You can just intend and let happen. Yes. It's a very natural process, and we just unlearned it a little bit for most of the people. So you intend tuning in to compassion, tuning in to compassion. And then you kind of turn this button until you find the perfect frequency of compassion. Tuning in to compassion and find it. Let this button tune into it. Yes, you don't need to create it because it's already there. You can just gently let it happen. Tune into compassion. And now feel in your system, feel in your body. Where do you feel compassion? Where is it located the most present, the most strong in your system? Witness, observe. When I tune into compassion, I immediately feel a resonance in my heart space, exactly there where this button is located. And I immediately need to smile gently. I feel a sense of openness in this space, a sense of warmth. So just feel inside of you how it feels for you to be tuned into compassion, and allow your system to tune in even deeper. Compassion. Breathe deep down into your belly. That helps to fine tune it, to make it even more tangible, even more physical, to activate also your clear senses. So this was a little pre-exercise of tuning in so you can feel already how it feels, for the ones especially that have never been here in this space with us. And for the others that are already experts, use it to fine tune it, to specify it even more in your system, to get to know your system, your functioning, your inner world, yourself even deeper. And now I invite you to use this same tool of this button in the middle of your chest and to set the intention of tuning into the divine, tuning in to the womb of creation. Ooh. Already when I say it, I get shivers, like inner shivers. Tuning in to the womb of creation. and let your bottom search for the perfectly aligned frequency to your intention and let it be intense. Dive inside of this frequency once you really find it and let it be a process. The attunement, attuning to the divine womb of creation. Tuning to the divine womb of creation. And allow yourself to melt within this space. Allow your whole being to immerse itself into this ocean of divinity, of divine space, of creation. Slowly feel the ground under your body, under your feet. Move your body slowly. Maybe you want to stretch. Maybe you need to yawn. Mm. And slowly come back. You can open your eyes, be fully present, and in gratefulness, with a grateful heart, we close the circle, the divine attunement circle for today. Thank you for our presence. Thank you for everything that was allowed to happen. Thank you for all that will be still integrated and ignited by today's event. Bless us and see you next time or another time.